MVP. Goal swung, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. High drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Shot again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you in the 8th inning of a 6-1 ball game. Unfortunately, good guys not out in front of this one. Rangers trail the Royals 6-1. Really was not the Rangers' day from the start. Jack Leiter getting off to a really rough beginning in this one. Top of the order having their way with Jack Leiter. And the man up to bat, up at the plate right now, definitely had his way with Jack Leiter. Salvador Perez, 3 for 3 on the night with 2 homers off Jack Leiter. My goodness. Yeah, look, they kind of, I feel like, left Leiter out to dry a little bit today. I know that there's 6 games of baseball, including this one, to be played this week, but just kind of felt like they left Leiter out to dry, man. I just didn't love him coming back out for the 6th inning. Totally understand, but you coming out of the off day, right? You're coming out of the off day. I really don't get Leiter coming out for the 6th. Just did not look sharp today. Promptly in the 6th inning, gave up another home run. Was not my favorite decision. Not saying it would have made a difference in the ball game because, I mean, obviously we see what's going on with the offense. Only 1 run scored. So I get it. But at some point, it kind of felt like punting, throwing Leiter out there for another inning going into the 6th. At this point, look, we'll do the best we can to put some positive spins on this one and maybe start looking forward to tomorrow. But we're going to hang out. We'll have a little group therapy session like we do on nights like this. And we'll go through as much analysis as we can, talk about some other news going on around the Rangers franchise and club. Injury updates. We got a few different things for y'all today. First of all, though, y'all know the drill here at Right on Rangers. We cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers, and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Let's get into it. Y'all drop a question, drop a comment. I am happy to get to as much as I can. During the game, as I always say, I might be a little preoccupied. We'll be giving you some live play-by-play and commentary. If y'all want to watch along with us at home, if you got this on your phone, got the TV on in the background, that's the way to do it. We don't do a lot of live audio. Occasionally, if it's a big moment, I'll listen in, but it's kind of the drill every night. Bosley, by the way, is going to get a strikeout here. Hey, boo-boo, appreciate it. I love that gift. That is like my favorite gift. Man, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, boo-boo. Appreciate you. All right, so we got Waters up to bat right now. Bosley in the game. Leiter went 5 2/3, gave up 6 earned runs. So look, a couple rough outings in a row for Jack. Unfortunate to see. He has had some really good stretches this year, but giving up 3 home runs. And look, Bobby Witt was all over Leiter today. We talked about Salvador Perez already. It just was not his day, and the coaching staff really kind of left him out to dry a little bit. I know that the response, the reasoning after the game is over is probably going to be 5 games left this week. Do they play on Monday? I mean, they probably have a number of different games in a row. Let me see here. Let me go to Monday. Monday, yeah, they do. They play the Orioles. They play the Orioles in Baltimore. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Looks like Thursday is their next day off. So I think I can see what Bochy was trying to do here. I still don't love it, but I get it. You're about to play, 10 games in a row? I mean, it's a kind of a brutal stretch at this point. You don't have Monday off. You got to play 6 games, and then you got to play 3 more in Baltimore. So I guess it makes sense the more I think about it. From a competitive standpoint, I just don't love it. You'll be going Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? That's what's up, man. Awesome. That's great. Good to see you, Kiko. Appreciate you, man. Keep going. Let me see what we got for comments real quick. Crazy to think Osuna was our only offense today. That's a pretty bad day. Yeah, not a great day. Not a great day for the Rangers at the dish. Corey Seager has a hit. Also was hit by a pitch, so he's been on twice. Marcus Semien walked. He's been on. Adolis and Osuna both have a hit. Osuna, a couple of strikeouts, but he did get his first RBI of his major league career. Good for him. Berger, Ofer, Heim, Ofer, Duran, Ofer. A lot of Ofer. Lot of Ofer. Your Texas Rangers are not trading Jacob deGrom back to the Mets? No way. I don't even know why people think they're trading deGrom. Stupid to even talk about. They're not trading deGrom. Not trading deGrom. Lugo today was really, really good. Look, he's got a 3.05 ERA. I don't know what the question marks are for. I think he's been a pretty solid pitcher this year. I know he's had maybe a couple of off games here and there, but look, Lugo definitely not a guy I would expect 9 strikeouts. I would not expect that from him, but the Rangers offense can be this bad at times. We know this. We absolutely know this. By the way, Lugo out of the game. Daniel Lynch in the game, 2.20 ERA on the year. We're going to see what we've got in terms of fight left in us these last couple of innings. Look, can we make it a little interesting? Haggerty up to bat right now, by the way. And then after that, we'll see who else can make some noise. Yeah, I don't even, sometimes, with the offense, and let's be honest about the offense, this wasn't a good weekend for the offense. The offense did not have a good weekend against the White Sox. We swept, and it feels great to sweep, but we got to be real. It was not a good weekend against the White Sox for the offense. I think when you win, it covers a multitude of sins. We like to say that a lot here on the show. When you're winning, the offense can suck and it doesn't feel as bad. But if you look at it a little more closely, the offense really wasn't that good this weekend. We played a bunch of really close games. Shouldn't have been that close. We weren't facing that good of pitching. The offense was showing some troubling signs, I think, even during the weekend. We keep going. By the way, Carter is who's gotten subbed out here. Sorry about that. A little slow on the update, but Carter is out of the game. Haggerty is in the game. Langford is up next. Seager up after him. So if the Rangers are going to make some noise, this is probably the time to do it at this point. 1-2 count to Haggerty, and he's going to wave through strike 3. About typical for the Rangers evening, man. Let's see. We are now 11 strikeouts on the night. 12 strikeouts on the night. All right, let me catch up on YouTube a little bit here. Vortex Vibes, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Yep, not a great game. John, my friend, yes, Leiter, he got lit up. He got lit up tonight. 3 homers, 2 of them from Salvi. Yuck. Absolutely. Yeah, Adolis, look, the hustle from him, I know what play you're talking about. I can always appreciate that. Can always appreciate it. Why do we have scrubs in the starting lineup after an off day? Mick Jowers, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. I think Josh Smith, I think a bunch of y'all probably heard Josh Smith is dealing with a little hamstring thing, to quote Bruce Bochy exactly, a hamstring thing. So I think he's going to be out a couple of days. I don't expect him to be in the lineup tomorrow either. So if you're wondering why Josh Smith isn't in there, now you know. Beyond that, though, Josh Young, I think, is definitely getting the Adolis treatment. And by the way, Langford just smoked one at 111 right at the center fielder. It's one of those nights, man. Langford, literally, you can't hit that ball anymore square, just right at somebody. It's kind of bad luck that Corey Seager's been having, honestly, this season. Corey Seager, a lot of loud outs right at people. 1 for 2 today. I think he had another loud out today, Corey Seager did. I think he had a real hard hit, either line drive or ground ball. I forget what it was. But Corey Seager 1 for 2 on the day, but that one out in typical Corey Seager fashion, smoked. Siegs is going to let strike 1 go by here, 1-1 count. Yes, so look, I think that's why Young is out of the lineup too. I think they're just giving Josh Young a reset. And honestly, when I looked at the lineup today, Corey Seager's going to rip a single at 104 off the bat. Siegs is, I know that the numbers don't look great for Corey. Siegs has been one of, if not the unluckiest hitter in baseball, man. When you look at the advanced stats, I know I got a lot of crap for the reel that I put out, especially from Astros fans, but that's typical, about Corey Seager and where he ranks among some of the other all-star shortstops. I think Corey Seager is hitting the ball as well as anybody in the game right now. I know Bobby Witt, we've obviously seen what he can do tonight. Corey Seager's hitting the ball hard almost every time. And I think that the production is going to catch up. The numbers are going to catch up with him. I've been very impressed. But going back to Josh Young, I didn't feel a whole lot better with Ezekiel Duran, Josh Young. Either one, I think at this point, it feels about the same to me. And maybe that sounds like a slight to Josh Young. Josh Young's not playing well right now, and that's why he has been benched the past 2 games. So I didn't feel really a whole lot of disappointment seeing Ezekiel Duran in. I really don't think Josh Young at this point, the way he's swinging the bat, just right now, this moment in time, I'm not saying that Zeke Duran is just as good as Josh Young, but right now, the way Josh Young is going, that is how I feel. At this moment in time, right now, on June 17th, I don't feel a whole lot better about Josh Young in the game than I do with Ezekiel Duran in the game. I think that Josh Young's a better ball player. I think he can be a much better ball player than Zeke Duran, but right now, I feel like it's kind of a wash. And that's why the Rangers have Josh Young on the bench right now. So, I don't know. I don't think that there's a whole lot more you could do considering the circumstances. Simeon is going to rope one into left field. There we go. A little 2-out rally. Like I said, make it a little interesting. Let's go. Make it a little interesting late. Can we get like a long ball and make it a 6-4 game? That'd be phenomenal. All right, we keep going. Let me clear out some nonsense real quick. I know a bunch of y'all are telling me I need to get a mod in here. I know. Maybe it's just like not wanting to give away too much control. Plus, you got to kind of count on somebody to be here at the show every day. I don't know. Maybe there's a couple of y'all out there that I can trust to clean things up. For the record, I don't mind anybody trolling. You know, it's all good and fun. It's just the inappropriate, vulgar stuff that I'm like, nah, I don't really feel like dealing with that at all. So, by the way, on YouTube, thanks for putting up with it. I'm sorry y'all got to deal with nonsense sometimes. But we got people banned and removed who are doing dumb stuff with the comments. Here we go. Let me see. Oh, 44. What's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I feel that the same way, too, about the offense. Here we go again. Yeah, the ump has not been my favorite. There was kind of a questionable call with Wyatt Langford on what probably should have been a walk. I looked at game day, and it was actually, I think, technically nicked the zone on that Wyatt Langford one if you zoom in real tight. So we'll see. I mean, I'll go back and look at it again. Sometimes game day is a little bit different than what Baseball Savant looks like. So I'll check it out. But it was pretty borderline. It's just a tough pitch to hit, that one in Wyatt that I'm thinking about. By the way, Adolis is going to foul tip into the glove, 95, 1-2 count, 2 outs. Doley kind of the last hope here. Let's get Seager home, man. Come on, let's just make this a little interesting. Give us something here, Doley. Come on, baby. Here's the pitch. Doley ropes one. Stay fair. Just got foul. Good contact by Adolis. Real good contact. Let's see. Hey, what's good? Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to tomorrow's game. Do you think they'll do good tomorrow against the Royals? Will they put Josh Smith in? I don't think Josh is going to be in. The hamstring thing that he's got going on, I'm guessing he's probably going to be out until Thursday, if I had to guess. I think that the Rangers tomorrow with Patrick Corbin on the mound, they're going to have a shot to win. I mean, with Patrick Corbin on the bump, you know you're getting 5 innings, 3 earned runs or less. So I think they got a shot tomorrow for sure. Royals have been very up and down this year. The offense looks pretty good. I think they just had a good read on Leiter, a good feel for him as he was throwing, seeing it well out of the hand, and they made him pay today. Made him pay. Goalie's going to strike out here, unfortunately. Rangers 2-out rally comes to an end, and we are heading to the top of the 9th inning. Bosley, I'm assuming, probably going to finish this one out. That would make sense. I don't see why you would waste or why you would go to any other arm. You might as well throw Bosley the rest of the game here if you're going with the save the bullpen mentality. We were talking earlier on the show, if you just showed up, the Rangers got a lot of games in a row here. They don't have another off day until next Thursday. So you basically got to play, including this one, 9 games in a row. So if you're kind of wondering about some of the bullpen decisions, there you go. Keep going. Leiter was falling behind too much today, but this is what happens when you have starters on the IL. Yep, unfortunate, really unfortunate. And now, I always say this to y'all. When you lose the first game of a 3-game set, it just makes it so much harder to win the series. It's not impossible, but it just makes it harder. We keep going. Let me see what we got. Bochy said pregame Young will be in the lineup tomorrow. Yeah, that makes sense. Our bats took the day off. Unfortunately, you're right, Marco. Fortunately, you are correct, my good sir. Frustrating. Me keep going on YouTube here. Langford torched that foul ball about 20 to 30 feet foul. Yeah, that would have been a monster home run. John, I know exactly what you're talking about. Wifey and I were watching the game, and where he hit that home run, that's actually where we were sitting game 1 of the World Series, right up in that section, probably a couple rows back from where Wyatt hit it. So I'm like, hey, that's where we were sitting up there. And I remember telling my wife when we were sitting at the World Series, I'm like, yeah, we're definitely not getting any kind of foul balls or anything up here. And then Wyatt freaking sends one all the way up there, man. That's impressive. The dude has got some power. He is a very, very hard swinger, one of the quickest bat speeds on the team, him and Berger. The dude packs a punch in that swing, and he has hit the ball hard today. Wyatt Langford, I know he doesn't have anything to show for it, 3 strikeouts, but he's hit the ball hard today. That one John mentioned in his 1 out where he put it in play, I know he's got 3 strikeouts, but the 1 out he put it in play was like 111 off the bat right at somebody. So there's been some hard contact today for Texas. Little unlucky. Look, it's not unlucky enough. You're losing by 5 runs, right? So I'm not going to go to the extent we would have won had we not been a little bit more lucky. Look, it's a 5-run game, but I do feel like it could be a little bit more interesting game if some of those hard hits aren't right at somebody. That's happened a number of times today. We keep going. What else we got? Clean things up a little bit. Let's see. DH, corner, outfield, O'Hearn, Duran, Wilyer Abreu. Maybe we need to pull him off the Red Sox so he stops killing us. That might be addition by subtraction. Lefty setup, Justin. I don't know if we're going to go get starting pitching depth, Vortex vibes. I don't know about that. I can't see us going to get any starting pitching. By the way, we got an out here. Left field, deep out, and we are 1 out into the top of the 9th inning. Isbell coming up to bat. Bosley's going to finish this one out. I do think absolutely, some of those guys you mentioned, Ozuna, I'd be interested. Wilyer Abreu, I'd probably have an interest. Jarren Duran, I definitely would have an interest. But you're going to have to make some deals, right? You're going to have to deal probably Adolis and get some outfielders off of the roster, either by sending them down to AAA. You go get an outfielder, you're going to have to get rid of somebody, and it's probably going to be via trade, not just sending guys down. We keep going. Royals have Bubic going tomorrow. Won't be surprised if tomorrow's like tonight. Yeah, Bubic is pretty good. He's pretty good. Another out to left field here. Haggerty makes the play, 2 down. Yeah, I don't love the Rangers' chances offensively tomorrow. I think the only hope is Patrick Corbin shuts him down. Maybe you get a few lucky hits off Bubic, put the ball in play. You never know what can happen. And you know what? Baseball's a crazy game. even though he's been really good this year, maybe we find a way to break through. It's weird like that sometimes, honestly. You don't think you're going to break through against a pitcher. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but then you do. Kind of reminds me, I don't know if y'all saw the reel I put out today. I actually remember a year ago, not a year ago. It would have been 10 years ago today, 10 years ago today, June 17th, 2015. Rangers were out in LA and they were facing Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw, man. And Joey Gallo hit a 2-run bomb off Clayton Kershaw. It was the first road home run of his career. And the Rangers ended up winning that game 5-3. Totally improbable against Clayton Kershaw, who had just won the Cy Young and the MVP in 2014. So look, stranger things have happened. So even though Bubic is going tomorrow with Patrick Corbin on the bump, I feel like the Rangers can still get a win. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I feel like it's possible. 3 outs. Langford is camping under this one, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. Here we go. If we trade Tyler Mahle, yeah, I think Mahle is definitely right now losing a little bit of value being on the injured list, man. Like, you're losing a little bit of value at this point. So I think Mahle is definitely going to garner some interest from other teams. And if I'm CY, I'm listening. If the Rangers are firmly in a playoff spot, I doubt that they get rid of him. And right now, the Rangers are pretty close to that. So you're going to drop out a little bit today with this loss, assuming you can't come back from a 6-1 deficit in the 9th. But I definitely think that Mahle is going to be a consideration for a trade. I mean, if you're CY, I think you've got to listen. You got to listen. And you've got to see what teams are willing to give you. I do think the only exception is, hey, you're 3 games up in the wild card. You're 4 games up in the wild card. You're firmly in a playoff spot. Then I think they'll probably go ahead and keep him. Down 6-1 right now. 26-4 when scoring 4 or more runs this year. And we're at 1. So kind of makes sense that we're not winning the game. Let me keep going. Sean, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you, brother. Yep. All right. So we got coming up in the 9th, by the way, Osuna, Berger, and Heim. Anthony, you say trade Berger. I just don't see them giving up on Berger after 1 year. Now, could they potentially flip Berger at some point in the offseason or next year? Yeah, but I don't think that unless there's a team that just really has their eye on him, that wants him, I don't think they're going to be doing anything with Berger this year. I get it. Like, Berger has not been the guy that we thought we were going to get at this point. He hits the ball hard, and he is up in the top percentiles when it comes to hard hit, barrels, all that kind of stuff. It's not everything, but it is something. He does hit the ball hard. The bat speed is elite. I think the Rangers are going to give Berger a little more time. I'm not saying that Berger is untradeable. I just think you just went out and got him. It would feel like unless there's a team that really, really wants him, you're probably going to hold on to him. We'll see. STT, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Hey, I wish we could be hanging under better circumstances, y'all. Clearly, we got some frustrated people. We got a little bit of a smaller crowd today. I get it. Look, when the Rangers are playing baseball like this, it is not always my favorite thing, hopping on and doing these lives, but I always feel better at the end of it, and I like hanging out with y'all. So it's a win-win, but in the build-up to it, I'm like, man, I don't know. Great play by Witt, man. Strong throw. Osuna out by about half a step there, and the Rangers are down to their final 2 outs here. Jonah Heim should play less. You know, the only problem is, and John, I know you're bringing this up too, the only problem is I just don't think that you're really upgrading that much by going to Higgy. Like, Higgy has been bad too. So I feel like actually Heim is kind of the better of the 2 options. I'd be interested to hear y'all's opinion. I feel like Higgy has been worse than Jonah. I think Kyle Higashioka has a sub 600 OPS. At least Jonah's at 630. Higgy's got like a sub 600 OPS, y'all. It's not great. And I think that Heim is probably the better of the 2 catchers defensively and just like calling a game, managing the staff. I'm not really a big fan of Higgy getting a lot more playing time over Jonah Heim. Like, if you want to bring in somebody brand new, okay. But for me, I'm just not a big fan of Higgy becoming the guy. That's just me. Look, you know what hurts? And I didn't even realize this, and I know we haven't talked about this on the show a lot, but you know what hurts? And I wouldn't recommend doing this as Jake Berger pops this one up to center field, 2 outs. I wouldn't recommend doing this tonight. You don't want to send yourself into any further of a depression, but go look up Carson Kelly's stats on the year. Of course, we're talking about former Rangers catcher Carson Kelly, acquired last year from the Tigers. Go look up Carson Kelly's stat line. I wouldn't recommend doing it tonight. You'll just fall deeper into depression. But I'll just say this. He is second in All-Star voting in the National League because of the year that he's having. Really unfortunate. You know, we kind of bet on Higgy over Carson Kelly. McJowers, it looks like he's going to be an All-Star. I mean, last night, I finally decided to do my All-Star voting, and I was totally shocked to see, because, guys, I don't pay attention to every other team and every other player. I have to eat, live, sleep, breathe Rangers to keep up with all y'all and to keep up with the show. So I don't have, my eyes on everybody around the league. I really focus on the Rangers. I focus on the AL West and on the American League in general, a little bit more. National League, I watch highlights here and there, but I did not realize how good of a year Carson Kelly was having. I just didn't. 1-2 count right now to Jonah Heim. Rangers down to their last strike here. Cruz delivers the pitch. Heim fouls it straight back, right on top of it. Trade for Hunter Goodman. I'd have to look up what Hunter's doing right now. I'll look him up while we're talking here. Hunter Goodman, 287, 13 homers for the Rockies. Look, that might actually be a good option. Hunter Goodman's having a pretty dang good year. Jonah Heim strikes out, and that is the ball game. Rangers fall 6-1. I'm going to shut this off right about now. 6-1 to the Royals. I don't need to see all those Royals celebrating and all that. Forget that. So let's flush that game out. Let's go ahead and just flush that one now. But hey, look, Goodman, I don't know what they're going to do with him, but I think he would probably be a pretty good pick. He appears to be a really good hitter. Kelly has been good this year. Absolutely. He has been good. 100%. I like that is a whiff on CY's part. You went out and got Higgy. You probably could have re-signed Carson Kelly. Too bad. Cal Raleigh hit a grand slam, 5-0 Mariners. Not shocked. Bring back JD as an advisor. He had an eye for bat talent. Isn't he still with the Rays? I thought John Daniels went to the Rays. Yeah, he has not been hitting like he was brought in to do. Connor, I'm with you. Absolutely not. Higgy was going to be the hitting catcher, right? Jonah Heim had a bad 2024, and they brought in Higgy for a little pop. I'll always remember Higgy with that huge home run in San Diego against the Dodgers last postseason. So that was like my final impression of him when we signed him. I'm like, all right, I can work with this. Kyle Higashioka, man. He has just not been good. And I'm not giving up on him yet, but it's just sad to see Carson Kelly's stat line and then Higgy's. You could have had Carson Kelly. I'm sure he would have re-signed if you would have given him the same contract or even a little bit less than what you gave to Higgy. Keep going. Appreciate you. RBI double, Rafael Devers in his Giants debut. That's fun. Look, a lot of Rangers fans, not a lot, but I saw a fair amount talking about Devers. Why didn't we go after Devers? Could we have gotten him? I just don't think that was ever in play. I mean, look, a third baseman, we definitely would have had to do something with Josh Young. And you guys know I've said Josh Young, not untouchable, but you would have probably had to do something with Josh Young. It doesn't sound like the Red Sox, kind of like, Nico and Luka, doesn't really sound like they were shopping Devers around. So I don't even know if the Rangers had an opportunity to get in on the Devers sweepstakes. It kind of sounds like the Red Sox only really talked to a couple of different teams. I don't know. So at this point, we'll see. Look, maybe you're right on that. Maybe they could have played him at first base. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, he could have filled the DH role at minimum. But I just don't think that they were even shopping him around to different teams. I don't think the Rangers even had a chance, right? Appreciate all y'all hanging. Bunch of y'all joining in post-game. Welcome. Yeah, let's get back on track and win the next two. 44, I'm with you. Look, you're always going to get positivity out of me. I said tomorrow we got PC throwing, got Patrick Corbin throwing. Hasn't allowed more than 3 earned runs in a start all season long. I know the Royals got Bubich, but baseball's a weird game. It's a real weird game. And I think that the Rangers, even though they didn't look good today at the plate, there were some guys that hit the ball hard. I think Corey Seager, Wyatt Langford, even though Langford goes 0 for today, I think he deserved to probably get a couple of hits in there with the contact he was making. It's just one of those nights. It really is. It kind of is the Luka trade, right? The Devers trade feels like the Luka trade if you're thinking about NBA. They really didn't shop Devers around. They could have probably shopped him around to a number of different more teams and gotten the best deal. But kind of like Nico Harrison with Luka, Red Sox ownership was just done with Devers, man. And look, I don't know how true this is, but I was watching the Foul Territory show. You know, AJ is on there and everything like that. But Papelbon came on, Jonathan Papelbon, former Red Sox closer. And basically what he was insinuating is nobody needed an explanation. They were just totally ready to be done with Devers, is basically what he was implying. So I think that Devers has got to probably shake off a little bit of the locker room cancer label that he's gotten over the past couple of months. Maybe a change of scenery is going to be great for him, and it'll be good for the Red Sox too. We'll see. But definitely feels like Nico trading Luka, 100%. Let's see, Blaine Crim getting called up again. I heard that Blaine Crim got pulled out of the game early. So I would think maybe. Here's kind of what I think about Blaine Crim getting the call up. At this point, I think it's more important for Alejandro Osuna to play every day than it is for Blaine Crim to play every day. I don't know if that is clicking with you, but I think Blaine Crim sitting the bench in the majors is better than Osuna sitting the bench in the majors. I would rather Osuna go down to AAA, get to play every day. I don't know if they're going to send Osuna down or not. He just got his first RBI. But I think that if you are going to send him down, it's definitely because there's just not a spot for him to play every day right now. And you want him to continue to develop well. And it's hard to do that when you're riding the Pine Pony. So bringing up Blaine Crim, I think, makes a little bit more sense. Again, it's not that you don't want Blaine Crim to continue his development, but I think you got to choose the lesser of two evils. I'd rather have Blaine Crim sitting the bench than stop Osuna's development. I'd rather Osuna play every day down in AAA. We keep going. Drop a comment, drop a question. We'll get to it. I got a few talking points for sure. But look, I'm the same way with Crim. I'm not really super excited about it. I think at this point, though, what you're doing with Crim is you're adding a little bit of depth and you're still allowing Osuna to actually get some reps down there. I just don't think Osuna is getting enough playing time, and you would hate to see him take a turn or plateau a little bit because he's not getting in the game and he's not getting reps. I think you got to find a way to get Osuna reps either at the big league level, and if you can't do that, then you do it at the minor league level at AAA. We keep going. Appreciate all y'all. So, look, the box score review today, not a lot of positives, but we'll point out a few things. By the way, while I'm on it, scores from around the AL West. We have the Astros, unfortunately, up 3-0 early on the A's. A's had a killer walk-off last night, though, against the Stros. That made me happy. That was a great way to go to bed, man. Watching Kurtz hit that game-winning bomb, and that bat flip was epic. If you didn't watch that last night, go and watch the replay of the A's walking off the Astros. So today, though, Houston up 3-zip early, and they're threatening to score more here in the top of the second. Mariners are up 5-0 on the Red Sox in Seattle. Beyond that, Angels, they beat the Yankees in New York 4-0, and I think that covers it. So we had a lot of wins, unfortunately, around the AL West. Looks like, look, the A's and the Astros yet to be determined, but almost every team is going to pick up a win today, minus the Rangers. Unfortunate, but it's how it goes sometimes. All right, now for today's game. So we talked about Corey Seager. He was on base a few times today. Siegs had 2 hits. Looks like he is turning the corner for sure. Numbers are slowly creeping back up there. Good to see Corey getting back into a groove. And really, for a long time, he's been hitting the ball hard, just getting unlucky. 2 hits tonight. He was on base a 3rd time, getting hit by a pitch. So finally, the walk streak comes to an end. Corey had walked in I think double-digit straight games. So good to see Corey getting back on track. That's huge. But unfortunately, the rest of the lineup, we only had Seager, Simeon, and Garcia and Osuna, those 4 getting hits today. So we had 4 guys with hits, 5 guys who went 0 for 6 if you count Haggerty, and 14 strikeouts. That's the number that sticks out to me the most. You had 14 strikeouts today. That's ugly. 14 of your 27 outs were strikeouts. Over half of your outs were because you were either looking or swinging and missing, not putting the ball in play. And that is a big reason why the Rangers lost today. Huge reason why. Mike Knapp as the assistant coach, where'd that come from? Is he even interested in coaching? Mike Napoli, by the way, Rangers legend. Love Knapp. Love Napoli. I don't even know what he's up to these days, though. Look, I'm all for former Rangers coming back around the organization. I'll just say that. Will the Rangers give Kimbrel a chance? Hey, Chase, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. If you're still hanging out, here's the answer. I think Craig Kimbrel is a guy that can definitely still get outs in Major League Baseball. I know there's a lot of people that were coming back at me, clapping back a little bit. The velocity is only topping out at 91, 92. Look, Hobie Milner tops out at 88, and we're good with Hobie Milner. Why? Because Hobie gets outs. As long as you're getting outs, I don't care if you can throw 100. Just get outs. Right? Mix the fastball, mix the off-speed well. If Kimbrel can come up and get outs, I don't care if he doesn't throw upper 90s. Just like I don't care that Hobie Milner doesn't throw upper 90s. Hobie Milner has a good enough mix, is good with the location, and you can work with that. I think Craig Kimbrel obviously at a different stage in his career. He's not the guy back in 2013 that had 50-plus saves, but you know what? I think he could still come up and get outs. Let me put it to you this way. Would you rather have Jacob Webb or Craig Kimbrel? I don't even know that should even be a real question. I'd rather have Craig Kimbrel than Jacob Webb right now. So there you go. There's my answer. I think that he is going to get a shot at some point. I think dropping Garabito, by the way, going to go pitch in Korea. So he's off the 40-man. There's a 40-man spot open. Feels a little too convenient that they would bring up Craig Kimbrel. Now, obviously, they got Spores coming back. They've got Bradford coming back. They've got Gray coming back. So there is something to be said. Maybe there's going to be too much of a logjam for Kimbrel. But I can't imagine that Craig signed with Texas and they didn't give him some kind of assurance that he was going to have a legitimate shot at playing at the major league level. You got to figure there were other teams besides Texas that probably were interested in his services. I find it hard to believe that they gave him no guarantees and said, look, we're not telling you either way. You're just going to have to do your best and we'll see what happens. I think he signed with Texas with some kind of handshake agreement. We're going to give you a legitimate shot. The time is going to come. So I think we will see Craig Kimbrel at some point, but I don't know when. It probably is going to depend on a number of different factors. Performance for him. I think he's pitched 2 innings, 5 strikeouts. It's the other thing. I mean, I know it's AAA pitching, but the dude has 5 strikeouts in 2 innings so far. I wonder if he pitched tonight for Round Rock. Again, I don't care about the velocity. So many people are like overly in love with velocity. I like it too. It's cool seeing a guy throw 104, but you know what else is cool? Guys getting outs. That's what's the most cool thing to me. Getting an out. So if you got 104, if you got 92, whatever, just get batters out, man. That's what I care about the most. All right, we keep things rolling. Let me check back in on any comments here that we got. Imagine trading Mookie, Sale, and Devers. Yep, that's the Red Sox for you. I think Martin is going to be the de facto closer. I think at this point, though, they're just babying him, and probably rightfully so, with all the different elbow, shoulder popping stuff that he's got going on. But I think Martin is the de facto closer. I don't know if they're going to continue to go back to Robert Garcia. I think it's going to be Chris Martin in the 9th, as long as it hasn't been like back-to-back-to-back games. I don't remember, did Patrick Corbin get a lot of strikeouts? Patrick Corbin is not a big strikeout guy. Again, kind of like Kimbrel, he's an outs guy. So as long as you're getting outs, okay. I mean, obviously, I prefer at the back end of the bullpen swings and misses. I have said that multiple times on the show. I like swings and misses at the back of the bullpen, but you know what? If those kinds of guys aren't available, or you're not willing to pay for them, I'll take the guy that can just get outs. But Patrick Corbin tomorrow, looking forward to his start. I think for anybody going to the game tomorrow, I think the Rangers will have a legitimate shot to win. Are the bats going to show up? I don't know, but I think Patrick Corbin's going to show up, and I think he's going to give you a chance. 0 wins in games where you're down by 3 or more. That's painful, because y'all have heard me say on the show so many times, like in 2023, and I know that, we can't, be like, old man, get off my lawn, back in 2023, I don't want to say that all the time, but, going back to 2023, we were down like 5-0 in certain games back a couple of years ago, and we would come back. I remember distinctly there was a game, I think it was like in May or June, we were down like 5-0 and came back just like that, like quickly. And it was like 5-5 again. It's crazy. This team is just not good at comebacks. They are not a team that can play from behind very well. They can definitely maybe do 1 or 2 runs, but it starts getting to 3 or more, and it feels very much like a lost cause. The optimist in me, the glass half full mentality in me, I don't want to give up. I don't want to turn off the game. And in fact, this is a job for me. I'm not going to turn off the game. I'm going to finish it out to the bitter end. But in my heart, I kind of do feel that we're down 3 runs, man. This is not looking good. So I'll be real with y'all. When they go down 3+, I start feeling it. And when I say it, I mean just like that little bit of depression setting in. Like, man, it's really not going to be the night. Come on. I do start feeling it when they get down 3. Opening day versus the Phillies. Yeah, I remember that one in 2023. There was another one too. Beyond that, there was that one, but there was another one. I can think of a number of different comebacks that we had in 2023. I miss those days too, Luke. 100%, man. Like I miss when a 4 or 5 run lead didn't feel like a death sentence. It felt like, you know what, this sucks, but we've got the power. We've got the ability to come back here. A lot of baseball left. Like, you felt that constantly in 2023. At the end of the season, I can't say I felt the same way. Like, that series in Seattle, man. Like, that series in Seattle in 2023, I mean, we won the one game, right? And we clinched a playoff spot. But then you just had to win one stinking game to win the division, and you couldn't do it. That felt a lot like what this feels right now in 2025. Just couldn't score. And so I'm with y'all. When it gets to be a 3-run plus deficit, I don't feel great. I love that we've got guys like Corey Seager. We've got Marcus Semien. I think Semi's been swinging a good bat too. We've got these guys that have the ability to get the big hit. So you never feel like you can completely throw it out the window. But it doesn't feel awesome when we go down 3+. I'll say that. And I'll throw in Wyatt Langford too. I mean, Wyatt Langford was smoking the ball. He's another guy. One swing of the bat, and you're back in the ball game. That series, Austin, 100%. We're talking about the Seattle series at the end of 2023. 1,000,000% that took years off my life because you're just like, dude, just win one game. One. Y'all got the division right there. And look, it all worked out. It was meant to be. The Rangers ended up winning the World Series. Whatever. Forget that series in Seattle at the end of 2023 in the regular season. Forget it, man. We won it. But I'm with you, man. You just wanted so badly for them to win one of those games, get that AOS division. Wasn't meant to be, but that World Series was. Going to the game tomorrow, and they always win when I'm there. Yes. Thank you. We had to bring out the big guns, all the good luck charms that we can get. We got to bust them out, man. Like 100%. I'm glad you're going. Way to take one for the team. Look, we got to have some fun, y'all. Nights like tonight, ugly baseball. So look, we'll use this as a little group therapy session. Try and have some laughs along the way. We'll flush this one out, and we'll have fun again tomorrow. By the way, y'all peep the new Corey Seager bobblehead. A little Father's Day gift my wife got me. This one was the 2023 bobblehead. So I got Corey Seager and Josh Young hanging out now. Look, I'm adding to the bobble collection little by little. I got the Peagle bobblehead back there. I'm adding little by little. I'm trying to collect all the ones from this year too. So we'll see how many I'll have sitting back here by the end of this thing. I might have to replace the hat in the background. I know on TikTok, y'all don't see it. I got the red Peagle hat over my left shoulder here. I might have to get another couple in the background. We'll see what happens. Sweet. A bunch of y'all are going to be at the game tomorrow. Bunch of y'all are going to be there. That's awesome, man. I love that. Yeah, look, I agree. A question was like, what did you think about the lineup today? I think considering Smith's hamstring injury, which, by the way, again, it sounds like he's probably going to, need a couple of days. I don't think he's going to go on the IL. He's going to need a couple of days, though. I think this was the best you could do. And I said it, not trying to be a Josh Young hater, but I don't think Zeke is a big step down from Josh right now. Overall, long term, do I think Zeke and Josh are neck and neck? No. I think Josh Young has a much better trajectory and a much higher ceiling than Zeke Duran. But right now, this week, I don't feel like Josh Young is a big improvement over Zeke Duran. And I think there's an argument. Zeke had a nice day at the plate on Sunday. Give him a shot. Everything else, I mean, what else would you have done differently? I mean, I know I got some people in the chat. I know some of y'all out there really like Haggerty. Like, could you have played Haggerty over Osuna? Maybe. But Osuna actually had a pretty nice game. I mean, he had an RBI, was the only one that drove in a run today. And what I loved about Osuna's RBI is that it was actually with 2 outs. Something that we have found really hard to come by. 2-out clutch hits, clutch RBIs. So I don't know what else you really could have done to improve the lineup today. I definitely, though, I saw a comment on TikTok about Seager. Oh, Hard Chuck. What's up, my boy? Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Seager is piecing it together, and that is a positive. 2 hits, was on base another time, getting hit by a pitch. The walk streak came to an end, I think, at 10 games. Impressive, man. Very, very impressive. But that to me is a positive along with Osuna. I don't know how much longer Osuna is going to hang around. And it's not because he is not able to compete. He's over his skis. I think they just have a little bit of a logjam in the outfield right now. You got Haggerty, you've got Carter, you've got Langford, you've got Garcia, then you've got Osuna. And I just think there's a little bit of a logjam, and you want Osuna playing every day. So, Austin, I'm a fan of Osuna getting reps. It's just got to be one place or the other. Like, either he needs to play every day in Arlington, or he needs to go to AAA, needs to go back down to Round Rock and play every day. It's got to be one or the other. I don't love, and I know Brad isn't hanging out here, or maybe you are, Brad, but a couple have said, like, we got to get this guy playing. You can't sit him on the bench and stunt the development. And I am 100% in favor and on that side. Don't stunt Alejandro Osuna's development by making him a bench player. There are other guys down at AAA that you could bring up over Osuna that it would be a lot better having them on the bench versus having Osuna sitting there. I mean, Foscue, Krim, those two guys, I would say it's the lesser of two evils. You probably ideally want all of them playing every day at some level, but you know what? It's more important for Osuna to play every day than it is for Krim or it is for Foscue. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, y'all. Yeah, Osuna definitely did have one of the better ABs of the day. Cooper, yeah. I mean, the clutch hits are hard to come by. Osuna had the only one. Is Foscue on the 40-man? Yeah, I believe he is. I believe he is. I'll look up the Rangers 40-man while we're talking, but I'm almost 100% he is. I don't think they ever took him off. Because to take somebody off the 40-man, you got to basically outright him. You got to DFA him. And so I don't think that they did that. I think he's on the 40-man for sure. So let's see. Infielders. Let's see. Yeah, he's there. Foscue and Krim both on the 40-man. They have a 40-man spot open right now, actually. That's why we were talking about Kimbrel. Kind of convenient. Garabito goes to Korea. They drop him off the 40-man, and you bring in Kimbrel. I'm actually kind of surprised that they haven't brought up Kimbrel yet or added him to the 40-man. Or maybe they did. I'm looking at the 40-man right now. No, I don't see him. So they didn't add him quite yet. I'm kind of shocked, honestly. Yep. All right, we got it. Yep, Foscue, I would say Krim or Foscue, I'd bring one of them up. And look, I'm not a huge Foscue fan in terms of thinking that he's going to come up and kill it. But again, if Foscue comes up, then Osuna can go down and play every day. And I think that Foscue, as much as he probably still needs reps too, you'd rather Osuna get to play every day than Foscue at this point. At least I would. I think Foscue, we kind of got a taste of what he can do. Maybe he'll be better a second time around, a second stint. But I think we all could tell it doesn't take much. Doesn't take a baseball savant or an expert. Osuna can hang. Like, he looks comfortable. He doesn't look like completely lost up there like Foscue did at times when he was up with the big league club last year. All right. Rangers do most of their hitting with 2 outs when someone is in scoring position, but the Rangers need to do it before the 2 outs to get more runs. Gio, I think I navigated through that, man. The Rangers today, by the way, the numbers 1 for 7 runners in scoring position, and Osuna was the one hit. Not great. Not great. On the other side, Royals were 2 for 6. That's good. 333 average with runners in scoring position. I'll take that. Take that 100%. By the way, little love to Bosley. I think he came in 3 1/3 and just really navigated the rest of the game. It's going to be helpful to the bullpen because you've got 8 more games coming up after this. So give some credit to Caleb Bosley. It's tough coming in and mop-up duty. And the dude went 3 1/3, didn't give up a base runner, and 3 strikeouts. And look, just giving some flowers where I can tonight, y'all. Leiter did not have it. I honestly wish they would have brought in Bosley sooner in that 5th inning. It wouldn't have made a difference. Wouldn't have made a difference at all. The offense wasn't there tonight, but Bosley did great. I am absolutely pleased with him. And look, ERA down to 4.10. Save some bullpen arms. 8 games before your next off day. You did not want to mow through bullpen arms today when Leiter makes it 4-5-0, giving up bombs. So, look, there's a positive from the pitching side. What do I think about Malcolm Moore? I think he's probably a 2027 guy. I think right now he's an A-ball. Hasn't even played double A yet. I know he's like the number 2 or 3 prospect right now in the Rangers farm system, but Malcolm Moore, I don't think he is going to be a 26 guy. I think he's probably 27, maybe. I actually kind of floated on the show. You've got Jonah Heim's contract, rookie contract, expiring after 2026. And I believe that Higgy's contract is up after then too. So my thought, honestly, you have Heim fall off the books and then you bring up Malcolm Moore. Kind of makes a lot of sense. Now, I don't know if he's going to be ready in a year and a half or not. I would like to think so, but we'll see what happens with his development. But Malcolm Moore, definitely a guy I'm excited about. And it works out well. I mean, he went to Stanford, so he played some college ball. You would think he should be ready in a year and a half. I'm definitely excited about having some fresh blood at the catching position. I don't dislike Jonah Heim. I'm not a Heim hater, but I'm ready for some fresh blood. After the past 2 seasons of kind of what I would call sub performances from our catching unit, Carson Kelly was solid. He wasn't having the kind of year that he's having this year, last year for us, although he was solid. But I would love to have a young phenom catcher. That'd be awesome, man. And hopefully Malcolm Moore can be that guy. Let me look up the Malcolm Moore stats, by the way. This is good. We get to be hopeful and look forward to the future right now after a terrible game. Let me see if I can pull up some Malcolm Moore minor league stats and let y'all know what he's doing. And while I'm at it, actually, let me look at Round Rock and see what's going on in Round Rock tonight. Ooh, they played a little extra inning game, huh? So in Round Rock tonight, score was 7-8. We lost. Comets 8-7 final. Comets scored 5 in the first inning. Talk about a comeback here. Express came back from 5-0 down, tied it at 5 in the 6th, but then lost in extra innings. Tonight, some of the big performers of the game. Let's get the box score up here. We had Foscue leading off, going 0 for 5. Yeah, yikes. Harris 1 for 4. Krim 1 for 2 and got pulled early. Krim's hitting 896 OPS right now. Freeman was 1 for 5. He's at an 829 OPS. Those 2 guys, Foscue, or 3 guys, Foscue, Krim, and Freeman are probably the 3 best hitters in AAA right now. Doesn't look like Kimbrel threw today. Kimbrel did not throw today in AAA. They used a lot of relievers, but Kimbrel was not one of them. All right, Malcolm Moore. Let's check it out. And then I'll get to final comments, and we'll also do some review as well of tomorrow and a preview of the game. And then we're going to wrap up the show for the night. We are almost at like the hour point. So we'll see what happens. What do I think about Dustin Harris? He's a guy I actually really like, but they've never really given him a long runway, man. They just have not given him a long runway. So I'm not sure. Dustin Harris, I like him. I think he's got potential, but they haven't really given him a great opportunity. All right, tomorrow's game. Bubic on the mound. We talked about that. And the Rangers are throwing Patrick Corbin. Give you some numbers real quick on that game. By the way, it's another 7:05 start. Notables against Bubic, Garcia 1 for 5, Haggerty 0 for 2, Heim 2 for 3, Higgy 0 for 5, Corey Seager 1 for 4 with the home run. Look for Seager to maybe unleash against Bubic. Marcus Semien 0 for 1. On the other side, against Patrick Corbin, Mark Canha is hitting like 13 for 29 with a homer. Look out for that dude. Let's see. Furman, the catcher, 0 for 6. Garcia, 2 for 5, the third baseman. India is 4 for 13 or 5 for 13. Pasquantino, 0 for 4. Salvi, 1 for 6. Waters, or Waiters, however you say it, 1 for 3. And Bobby Witt, 4 for 6 with a homer. So look out for Bobby Witt. Bubic, by the way, a lefty. So, yeah, I see Hard Chuck. The righty or the lefty lineup, as I call it, hate it. But hopefully baseball, it'll just be one of those, it's a weird sport. It's a beautiful sport. It doesn't make sense. Hopefully the Rangers will clean up tomorrow, man. That's the plan. That is the plan. Last thing, Malcolm Moore, numbers in minor league baseball this year. Let's pull him up. So he, like I said, is in A-ball, and here's what he's been doing. He is hitting 273 with a 922 OPS, and currently is at, looks like Hickory. He's at high A right now. Again, 930 OPS at high A. Pretty good. You'll take that. You'll take that all day. Garcia is definitely somebody I would trade, Richard, 100%. Hard Chuck, I'm a little worried. Offense wasn't great over the weekend, so I got to say I am a little bit worried. I want to say a special thank you to all of the paid subscribers on TikTok and on YouTube as we close out the show today. Thank you so much. Look, I appreciate all the support through views, through follows, through likes, through sharing all my videos. I don't take any of that for granted. I did open up a real small way. If you want to support even more, take that support to the next level. You love what we're doing here at the show and at Ride on Rangers. It's a $2.99 subscription. You can go ahead and just tap that subscribe button right next to the chat. In YouTube, real simple as well. Put the link that I'm about to put in the chat into a browser of your choice, and you can get it done that way also. So a lot of ways to support. Appreciate all of y'all hanging out, and thank you for considering. And we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully under better circumstances. Like, seriously, hopefully under better circumstances, but can't win them all. Flush this one out. Sun comes up tomorrow, and man, I hope it is a better outcome. Tough game. Corbin on the mound. You got a shot. Bubic, definitely one of the better pitchers in the game. Hopefully the Rangers can break through. Corey Seager with a home run off of him. Who knows? That's why you got to play the game. Oh, King Tuck, what's good, man? How'd you like that home run last night? How'd you like that home run last night? Did you like that? Did you like that bat flip? Hey, have a great rest of the night. Love y'all. Thank you for the support, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.